EPA Today meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for May 24th, 2023. It is Wednesday. The Wednesday video forecast is proudly sponsored by Mechanical X Advantage. This year, millions of Americans will be eligible for the High Efficiency Electric Home Rebate Act, which offers up to $8,000 in point-of-sale rebates on any heat pump for home heating and cooling. And this means that the rebate amount is automatically deducted from the price at the time of sale, and there's no need to send in for a refund. With Mechanical X Advantage as your authorized dealer for Mr. Cool's do-it-yourself heat pumps, they can help you upgrade your old heating and cooling system to a more energy-efficient and eco-friendly heat pump in 2023. Contact them today to learn more about how they can help you to take advantage of these incredible savings. Visit their website at mxa-us.com, or you can send an email or call the number above me here in the video to gain advantage today. They are Mechanical X Advantage, proud sponsors of the Wednesday video forecast. So today, we're going to have a cold front moving through the region. Out ahead of it, we're going to have some very warm temperatures. So a little bit, slightly above average today ahead of this. We have a little bit of a southwesterly flow coming in ahead of this frontal boundary, which is off to our north. There won't be much precipitation with this, but enough so that we get to the I-78 corridor and points north. You have the opportunity for a shower or perhaps even a thunderstorm. It's not going to last that long, maybe like up to an hour at any given location, but this is going to come through during the course of the afternoon and early evening. And then once it gets further southeast, south of 78, it's going to fall apart, okay? And we'll see that here on the NAM High-Res Future Simulated Radar, starting this off at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And moving this forward, we can see some showers and some embedded thunderstorms with this, moving down toward the I-78 corridor, still remaining intact up until that point. And this is looking at 7 p.m. already. So this starts here about mid-afternoon. It goes all the way up to about 7 p.m. And then we start to see it dying down a little bit as it moves further southeast. Still could be some showers getting all the way down to the I-95 corridor here as we get into the evening hours. So this is looking at generally mid-evening here, and then it just falls apart after that point. Doesn't really make it much into South Jersey and Delaware. So storms will be regular garden variety storms if you have any today. Won't be anything severe, no high winds or anything like that. But we are going to have this opportunity for the best chance for that I-78 corridor in both New Jersey and Pennsylvania and points north and northwest. And that's going to be generally a mid-afternoon through early evening time frame for this to occur. And that's it. So Phillies game in South Philadelphia is going to be at 1:05 today, so they will have no issues. Okay, when it comes down to there, it's going to be mid-evening. Well after the game's over. If they're still playing at 9 o'clock, that's a serious problem, especially with the time clock thing. It's not going to be an issue for the game here, it doesn't look like. Okay, so let's get to head to the weekend now. That is the important thing. And we've been following trends over the last couple of days of what this is going to do. It is starting to look like more and more enough that we could change the local forecast to have no precipitation on any single day in the Friday through Monday period. We're taking it out completely. Not even a slight chance. We're done with that. So I think the models are playing games last weekend, and we caught a lot of, I just put the long range out on last Friday, and as soon as I put the long range out on Friday, I said, well, it's going to be, one thing we're probably more confident is the temperatures that are going to be warmer than average, and it's going to be probably in the lower 80s over the holiday weekend, and it's looking like no precipitation. That's what I said in the long range outlook. And then over the weekend, the model started playing games, started bringing this precipitation. If you've been following along the last couple of days, you've seen that this system here in the southeastern U.S., right here, there was an upper-level low that was trying to draw the moisture north, and, it was people are trying to get me. I swear, people sit around and wait for me to have egg on my face. It's not often, and it happens sometimes, but it's very, very rare, and there's people to literally sit around and wait for that opportunity for me to be wrong. Well, doesn't look like it's going to be wrong. Okay, it looks like we're going to have a dry weekend, and it is going to be warm, in fact, and that's because this is going to stay far enough south, we think, where it's not going to be affecting anything. Here's Saturday. It's still over the Carolinas here at this point. It is going to creep up northward, but the European model doesn't even get it to Richmond, Virginia. So that means the areas, in our areas here, the cloud cover is going to be up here like this to about that level associated with this. You're going to have a mostly sunny weekend, partly to mostly sunny weekend. And because of that, more sun, if this is further south, like we said it was going to be, if it ends up being further south, then it's going to be more in the way of sun and warmer temperatures as a result of that. So we're back to the original idea anyway. After all this nonsense this week about this this low coming further north, and it certainly could have. I mean, if this upper level low that is sitting here over New England in the wake of this front, it's actually sitting right here. This is looking at Thursday night overnight. It's sitting up here. There's the upper level low. If that hung around a little bit and was able to draw some of this moisture northward, it was a viable option. So it wasn't like it was impossible. So we couldn't sit here and say, okay, well, it's probably not happening and call BS on it when we didn't really know. Well, this upper level low, having a mind of its own as it does, is going to move off to these rather quickly. So there's nothing really to draw this northward. And at the same time here, this is looking at Saturday morning. You see a big H here, huge high pressure that is going to be blocking anything from coming northward. This big high pressure, you can't go through a high pressure with low pressure, especially if it's not organized, as this is shown here. So there's really not enough of a chance here for me to put in the local forecast any chance of rain Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Here's Saturday, here's Sunday, and later Sunday and Sunday night it gets as far north as Richmond, Virginia, the latitude of Richmond, Virginia, and then that's it, okay? And then it heads out east after that point. So Memorial Day itself is also dry in this case. And this is not just the European model, it's everything. Now, the GFS is the farthest north with it. Here's Saturday morning, here's Saturday night, and there's Sunday morning. You get some rain all the way up to about D.C., or maybe just north of there, maybe a hair north of that. And that's it. It's as close as it gets. And then Monday, it's further south across Virginia and down places like Norfolk, Virginia, Virginia Beach, places like that are getting rain here at this point. And then that slides off to the east here on Tuesday. Canadian model doing the same thing, actually agrees with the European model that it doesn't get any further north than Richmond, Virginia, which would keep us with a lot more sun than clouds here over the holiday weekend. So it's starting to look like, from a trend standpoint, today's Wednesday, we can start looking at trends and now kind of come up with a forecast, and we have taken it out of the local forecast to the chances of rain. The question is going to be, how far north does that get? If it gets as far north as the GFS has it here on Sunday, there could be some clouds getting up into at least our southern areas. In this case, you have clouds all the way up to about here, okay? So unless you're in your very far northern areas, like, say, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, all the way up to far northern New Jersey, you're probably getting at least some cloud influence from that. So if there's going to be a time that's going to happen, it's going to be on Sunday, most likely, when this is at its closest point, and then it starts to drift south a little bit after that here later here on Monday. So it looks like a little bit better here on Monday. So Sunday is the only questionable day, and that would be with clouds only, not precipitation. Okay? Could this suddenly shift and come northward? Probably not. At this point, probably not. And not impossible, but I don't really see anything that would draw it northward because of the high pressure that I talked about. But everything's pretty much showing the same general idea. Canadian model's on board with the European model. GFS pretty much is too, which is a little bit further north, and but still doesn't get above DC. So that looks like we're going to have a dry and nice weekend. I know we need the rain, but we're kind of weighing our options here. We have holiday weekend. We need rain. On the other hand, we'll wait till next week to hope for rain. How's that? Okay. Looks like the weekend's going to be pretty nice. And because you have more sun, you're going to have higher temperatures. Temperatures this weekend are going to be the upper 70s near 80 here on Saturday, and then into the 80s looks like on both Sunday and Monday for the holiday weekend. And then we're still remaining partly cloudy here on Tuesday in the wake of that system next week. I don't see anything really organized. The GFS does have some shower activity around, but not until you get to the next weekend. It's going to be a while. So we might be going through one of those stretches again, really long stretches of no precipitation. We really could use the rain this month. It does look like if this is missing, like it looks like it's going to, May is going to finish below average as we have projected in a long-range outlook. Hopefully we can turn that around here in June at some point. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for May 24th, 2023. Have a great Wednesday.